Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 1st. I didn't record yesterday because my husband was home, and we worked in the garden a little bit, and then we went for a hike and went and saw our first movie in the theaters in over a year. Anyway, thought I would introduce you to the newest members of my, if I can get them in focus here. We have two baby geese. My daughter got some geese eggs that she hatched out, and she ended up with 5 and gave me 2. Nope. They were a little kind of hard to see with the frame, but I don't want to, they're starting to jump, so I don't want to take the frame off. They were, when I first put them in here, I put their, what are they now? 2 weeks? I had them in the house for several days, but they kept really getting their bedding all wet with the water. So I moved them out here a couple days ago. They were a little, we had a standoff going. We had the chicks in this corner and the 2 geese in the other corner for a few hours, but they seem to be acclimating themselves. They're about the same size as the chicks, even though the chicks are probably almost 3 weeks old. But they seem to be fitting in. I was kind of concerned at first that they would get picked on, but they seem to have acclimated themselves. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes having a couple geese on the homestead. So, alright, let's go check out the gardens. Alright, out at the garden this morning. It's drizzling a little bit, so I have the umbrella, so if you hear the little pitter-patter of the rain, that's what you're getting. So I got up early this morning so I could get out here and do some work, and come out to find that it's raining. Anyway, I got lots done this weekend. Not as much as I wanted to, but whatever. So I did get some weeding done, so I got the spinach here all weeded. Kind of interesting how whatever the variety is I planted back here had a lot better germination than the variety down here. So I think I will start some more inside the greenhouse and transplant them out. We'll see. I did cut down my comfrey plant that was here, so you can see that it's already coming back really well. I think I used that in my comfrey tea bucket and fed some to the chickens. So I did transplant out a few lettuces. They're kind of sad looking. I think I'm just gonna start some more since the ones in the greenhouse aren't doing that great either, and see if I can figure out what's going on. The kale that is flowering looks really pretty. I've seen some bees out here enjoying it. My cabbage underneath here is doing really good. The cauliflower and broccoli have sprouted, or have flowered, so I won't get any of those, but I really expected that anyway, so I'm going to try a fall crop of those. Try a really big crop of those and see. But I think I might get some cabbages. They seem to be doing good, so we'll see how that goes. Not really sure what that plan is. I'll have to look at my tag and see, because it doesn't look like a brassica. So, yeah. Nothing still in these 2 rows. I haven't gotten these onions weeded yet, so I need to do that. Radishes are doing good. I do French breakfast radishes. I just prefer the flavor of those over the round ones. They're the long ones. And I see little red tops, so I might have some radishes coming in soon. Fermented radishes, that's what they're going for. Garlic is doing good. I need to weed and probably, leaves don't look too bad on this one. The other one, the leaves are almost gone. I'll probably mulch them with more leaves. I did pull some of the blackberries that were coming up, but I didn't get them all. I see some in there, so I need to get through and clean those. These comfrey plants have flowered. Lots of bees on them. Need to step them down so they can be a ground cover, and I'll show you. I've done that over on another part of the garden. I'll show you what I've done that. Peas doing good. See on the other side of the fence there, they're kind of flopping over. I need to get some string out here and tie them up to the fence so they don't sprawl everywhere. We weeded the flower bed yesterday. Now I can get out here and put some of the flowers, but I'm focusing on the veggies at the moment. This mystery plant still has not flowered, but it's really close. And it looks like it'll be, even if it's a weed, it'll be a pretty flowers, I think. So still undecided on what it is. The garlic I need to weed, put some more leaves down because they are pretty much gone. Let's see here. This pea's doing well. This row of peas, which I planted 2 weeks later, is almost as tall as the other peas, so kind of interesting. I did get my carrots and my beets weeded out. No, not yesterday, a couple days ago. So they're doing well, and this rain ought to really prick them up. Carrots are kind of sparse, and there's kind of like holes in the beets, but that's what you get when you start from seed. So haven't weeded out the onion bed yet. That was my goal for today, if it doesn't rain too much. My garbanzo beans, or chickpeas, and my black turtle beans behind them. Over here I have a tricolor bush bean and a dragon tongue back there. I have some more beans that I put out that I need to get planted. So, and we'll circle back around here to show you what I'm doing with my corn. So I have corn here, and what I've done in the past, I've always struggled with 2 problems with my corn. One is the wind comes up and just topples it over. And then, even if the wind doesn't get it, or when it does, and it straightens itself back up somewhat, I get an animal in here and it just chomps it all down before I get any. So I'm trying these little clumps of corn. When I started them in the greenhouse, I planted 2 per pot. And in most cases, both of them came up. So when I did the circles here, I did between 7 and 8 pots. So you're looking at between 14 and 16, give or take, plants. So I think there's enough there together, and they're close enough together that they should pollinate well. Corn is wind pollinated. So, or you can shake the tassels. But I think I have enough together that they should be okay for pollinating. So I've spread them around the garden. So instead of having them in one spot, I'm kind of hoping that any little critters that come in won't find all of them. And planting them in between my fence lines, I'm hoping will kind of cut down on the wind a little bit so that they won't get toppled over. I can also, in this case, I could also put some T-posts around them and put some string around them to help hold them up if it looks like maybe I might have an issue. The problem with sandy soil is it doesn't have enough, or I don't know what you want to call it, to hold the roots, and that's, I think, part of my problem with the wind, because they just kind of topple over. So we'll see. I will fill in with wood chips right now once they get a little bit bigger. They're kind of small, so I didn't want to throw wood chips on there yet, but I will throw wood chips on there probably in a week or so. And then on the opposite side of the fence where I have my tomatoes, I put in 5 basil plants and a marigold on each end. So marigolds and basil are great companion plants for tomatoes because they help to repel bugs. So I've done that on all my tomatoes. So some more corn. I got 2 patches there, along with my basil and marigolds. I'll swing around here to show you the peppers, which are doing good. I think I lost one that was really tiny when I planted it and didn't really know if it'd make it anyway, so they seem to be doing well. I saw an interesting video the other day about cutting off the lower leaves of the peppers to get a bushier plant. So I'm going to go back through and do that. We'll see how this rain goes today. So this one I did wood chip the row, and again I will wood chip around the corn. But tomatoes doing good, and I'll pull wood chips around the tomatoes too once they get a little bit bigger. I did pull off some more of the lower leaves on the tomatoes, and a few of them are getting pretty tall enough that I can clip them to the fence here soon. So hopefully it'll rain more than it seems to have let up, so I'm hoping that it will rain a little bit more. Although I hope it won't rain because I want to get out here and work, but if it's just sprinkling like this, I'll come out here and work. So, doing good. More corn. I haven't wood chipped this one yet. Just wanted to get it in. Tomato. The older leaves are yellow, but the new leaves are nice and green, so I'll just cut off, once we get a little bit more growth on these, I'll cut off the lower leaves. So, more basil. Down here, these first two plants are the only tomatillos that came up that I started. So I put them there. And then most of these tomatoes are just like cherry type tomatoes. And more corn. And I'll swing back around this way to show you the potatoes. They're probably a good probably about 6 inches above the wood chips. I did add a little bit more here on the ends. So this is what I've been working on. This is where my squashes are going. I have those two in the back are sweet dumplings. These two are white scallop. I started these, but I was really hoping so far only one zucchini of mine has come up. I might just have to put seeds in the ground and see. I do have yellow straight neck squash, so it's kind of doing the bush type squashes over here so they don't go sprawling into the potatoes. And then I'll do the more sprawling ones over here, and I already have some of the ones out. But anyway, what I've done is I've dug a hole in the wood chips down to the cardboard or ground. In some cases I didn't have cardboard down. And if I had cardboard down, I cut the cardboard, pulled the cardboard back, and then I put several scoops of compost in the hole and then put the plants in. And they're doing really good. I wasn't sure how they do because it was pretty warm when I planted them, or full sun, and I don't know if it was really warm. It hasn't been warm for the last few days, but they're doing good. I watered them yesterday, so they seem to be doing. I think I planted them Saturday. So I was going to do more yesterday, but I got distracted with this project over here. I've decided this is what I'm doing for my cucumbers since they don't seem to do well on the metal fencing. So I had some PVC pipe that I put together. It's 11 by 7. I had some fencing, but only like one little section there, so we bought some more plastic fencing yesterday. So I'm going to attach it with some zip ties, and then I'm going to put some T-posts. I think I'm going to do it here. I'm not 100% sure. I might do it in one of the empty beds down here yet. Not sure yet. So I'll put some T-posts in and tie the PVC pipe to the T-posts, and then plant my cucumbers along there for them to grow and see how they do there. Also, while I was out here yesterday working, I noticed, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here. If you can see, I have strawberries just starting to turn, so that's exciting. I did do some weeding over here. I pulled up the blackberries that were coming up, pulled up the mullein that was taken over, cut the dock down. I missed a dock over there, but so yeah. So I was working on yesterday, got this part weeded. It's my compost from my chicken run. I gotta tie up these cherry bushes because they're kind of flopped over here. They're so heavy with the beginnings of fruit. So if we can get in here. Let's see. If you can see, I'm sure if it's kind of blurry, but I do have little cherries forming on there, so we'll see. Maybe, with any luck, I will get some cherries. So let me walk around this way to the grapes. Let's see, I do have, can you see? I have baby grapes coming. If you can see them, that's kind of cool. Still haven't done anything with them yet. I did pull up some mullein in here. So, if you can see the strawberries down here starting to red. So I managed to, I did leave that mullein and another mullein, a couple mullein over there, but the rest of them I pulled up. So you can see my comfrey is all flowered out here, and I need to step this one down. But I did this one here because I needed to give my gooseberries some light. So what I do with the comfrey, if I don't need it for something, is once it flowers, so you can see the flowers are still on here, I step it down. I just step on it and it falls right over. So that will suppress weeds, and the bees can still have access to the flowers, and it will grow more. So probably in another week or so I'll be able to come back and show you that it has started to grow again. So I will probably, if I don't need this one for something, I have a few uses for some, I will just step that one down as well. So gooseberry, this one's doing good, I think, considering I've no idea what gooseberries do. I think it's doing okay. This one is a little smaller, but I think the comfrey was, I'm going to have to probably move these to somewhere else. I'm not sure where. This one was shaded by the comfrey. This one I actually cut the comfrey, and then I mulched around the gooseberries with it. So you can see I cut it off, and so that'll help with the weeds around the gooseberries. And then this one I also stepped down here. I got all the weeds pulled, or most of the weeds pulled that were coming up in here yesterday. So, and the strawberries, see here, look at it. Let's see, they're starting to, oh, here's one here that's really getting red. Yay, won't be long now. And these plants are loaded. This blueberry still has its flowers on it. The strawberry's doing good. This blueberry still has its flowers on it. We have a lone asparagus spear here. So many strawberries. This blueberry still has its flowers on it. And this blueberry has berries starting on it. Not sure how well, if you can see. I was afraid to zoom in because it think it gets blurry. So, yeah, really excited. So lots of blueberries and lots of strawberries this year, as long as things continue to go the way they're supposed to. So I wanted to show you down here on my Facebook page, I had somebody say something about mushrooms growing in their wood chips, and they didn't know if this is okay. These are not my wine cap mushrooms. These are just another variety of mushrooms. And mushrooms are perfectly fine. If you have wood chips, let them go, because they are helping to break the wood chips down. So when you have mushrooms that pop up, or any kind of fungus that pop up, if you're wood chipping, it's fine, perfectly fine. They're not going to hurt anything. Just don't eat them, obviously. But these are, they look like my wine cap mushrooms, and at first I thought maybe they were, but wine caps have a little collar underneath the top part, and these ones do not, and they're a deeper wine color than these ones are. So I have these in several spots. Disappointed that they weren't my wine caps, but that's okay. They're doing their job, so. Still have lots and lots of work to do. Let's see if I can find, I did see a maybe, well, not really a surprise. I kind of expected it, but you can see down there in the grass, I have a volunteer potato coming up because I had potatoes in here last year. There's a couple of them. There's one there. There's some there. Inevitably, you always miss a potato when you're harvesting, so they come up in there. So I'll let them go. I'm going to do my sweet potatoes along here. I'll show you the sweet potatoes and move them to the greenhouse. So over here, I had planted, at one time I had some gladiolus that I had put over here by the oregano, and then I decided to move them because they were in, I kind of changed my garden around a little bit. So I planted, out of like, I think I had like maybe a dozen bulbs to start with, and when I transplanted them, I had like a ton more. And I'm too lazy to dig them up in the fall. I know you're supposed to dig them up in the fall, but I'm too lazy to do that. So I planted a bunch of them here, if you can see them coming up. And then I also, because I didn't have enough room, I think I can lose this umbrella. I also planted them right along the, where my grape trellis is. I planted them along here, so they're starting to come up. So they like just one day popped up. It was kind of funny. I didn't see them and then I saw them. But that's the way the garden always seems to work. So the glads are coming up. There's quite a few of them there. I probably have enough that I can move some more. I have one lone one there that I missed, apparently. That's coming up too. So those are my squashes that I was working on planting. Rhubarb's still doing good. I need to come out here and pick some more. I gave my daughter some the other day. Oregano, I really need to get, I have a new dehydrating system that I'm going to show you. I just have to get it going, and I'll probably throw some oregano in that. So come back around this way. This is pokeweed. That drives me crazy. I'm chopping this thing all the time. What I should do is probably put a really good heavy coating of cardboard on it and wood chip it and see if I can kill it, because it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I just keep chopping and chopping. It started out on the other side of the fence. It might even be under that wheelbarrow thing that I put there to try and kill it, and it creeped into my garden. I didn't have poke here for a long time, and then one plant came up behind my garage one year. I thought it was elderberry. I was so excited, and I realized, nope, it's not elderberry. So, and it has spread all over the property since then, so bane of my existence. Asparagus still coming on. I got a few here that I need to pick, I see. I think I'll have asparagus this morning for breakfast. So that's doing well. Really need to get in here and weed out my poor sage. Oh, I have more. I did posted a picture on my Facebook group about making the chive vinegar. I have 2 pints in the house. I'll snap a picture and put it in here. But I have more that I need to cut off. Really easy. You fill up, put about 2/3 of a jar of chive blossoms, and then top it off with white vinegar, or you can use any vinegar really. I guess I just use white vinegar. Really, really good salad dressing vinegar to use. So I have a lot more here. I probably have enough here for maybe another 2 pints. We'll see. So that's exciting. Alright, herbs are doing good. I'm going to, my bucket of weeds, I'm going to drop off my umbrella there for a minute since it has stopped, and we'll go in the greenhouse and see what's going on there. So this is interesting. So my leaf pile that I had in here, it was probably almost half full from the winter. I had leaves all along the side of the greenhouse there over winter covered with a tarp, and I filled up the container here with leaves. I still have a little bit left there, and I can probably add the rest of them in here. So they've really broken down quite a bit, and I'm going to use those in some of my beds where I don't want to do wood chips, I think. So I won't show you the gross comfrey tea at this point in time. I've sold some herbs. If you're local and want some herbs, shoot me a message. They're here. My messy table, I've just been putting my containers here. I need to clean them out. So, had to shut the door to the greenhouse a couple nights this week because it got really cold. So I'm getting down to mostly flowers in here, which I need to start working on transplanting. Still have my melons. I have my watermelons here, which we'll get out here eventually, but where is... Oh, I think I put my zucchini outside so I can get it planted. So I moved my sweet potatoes out here. I don't remember if I had them out here last week or not, but I moved them out here, and I will probably, once the temperatures come up a little bit, I will start to harden them off outside and get them planted. Those are sunflowers over there, which I need to get planted. And other stuff that I got here, I gotta get the bunching onions out. My few little lettuces that have come up. I think some of the stuff is weeds. I'm kind of waiting to see. Some more flowers. Stuff down below. Still doing well. Eating off the kale. I'm anxious for these beets. I love beets. And a lot of people don't like them, but I love them. So, yeah, once these are done in here, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I'll probably just start stuff to put in here for the winter and then figure out a way to cover them for the winter with plastic or something, and we'll see what we get for a winter crop. So, yeah, that is pretty much it for the day. Hopefully the rain has stopped. I mean, as much as I want it to rain, I really would rather it rain tonight. So, I'll leave you with my huge comfrey here. That will probably get chopped, and I might just press it down, but the ones around the garden are really big too, if you can see down that way. So, anyway, that's it for today. Have a good day. Get out and garden this week. Comment, like, subscribe if you would to my channel. I'm really close. If you saw my comfrey video, I'm really close to getting to 100 subscribers. I get to 100 subscribers and I'll do a comfrey root cutting giveaway. So hit that subscribe button if you would, and we'll see you the next time. Thanks for watching.